as is usual fashion in the Bumblebees games, our panel is going against them in their draft. But like I said before, this only gives Epi more strength. Will he be able to use this and turn this draft around, turn the game around in the first game against Zoomers? Or will Zoomers revitalize themselves by taking the first game of the series and setting themselves up for victory and later for a great showing in Sunday? We'll have to see. For this game, we have two incredible casters and also equally as good analysts. Two ex-pros, actually both of them, well, one of them still playing competitive currently, and the other one doesn't. 1437 and Jenkins, take it away.
Thank you, Avo. Well, Jenkins. Who did he mean by one doesn't play? Is that me?
No, I think he was referring to me because I'm just a YouTuber and Dota2 caster, analyst, celebrity type character. This doesn't make any sense to me. You're the play-by-play. I'm just gonna say it right here. I'm shitty at Dota. I should not be the analyst in this.
No.
Well, okay. Look at this.
Okay, hold that pop first. Okay, there's a 5-man up there. King out, he's gonna get a nice picture. Oh my god, even the bolt 4-man bolt. And they're gonna lose the Rubik.
30 seconds to battle.
Oh my goodness, they're trying to get away from this. I don't think they can. Zfreek might be the next one to fall here. The plasma field's gonna come out once again. Oh my god, how did they read that?
I don't know. Look at the high ground ward they have too on Bumblebees. It's like they knew that some triangle smoke rotation was gonna come out. I have seen Zoomers do that before. It's been a while since they did that. They did this a lot at the start of the patch when it was nighttime. And they were really excited about the fact that they could do these like level 1 smokes. So what a read, man. That was a nice read by Bumblebees.
They go on the Timber too. Like the positioning of Bumblebees was amazing because Timber Chain comes out. Effect Ryoya's laning though, because he doesn't have the Tiebringer now.
You think you good? Ah!
That's true. I mean, although he is a mid laner, so he will get level 2 as long as he doesn't get denied on the first wave. It looks like he is getting denied on the first wave. Yep, that's going to affect his laning.
Okay, it was just one range for now, but he did get 2 assists. Gold didn't get any gold from like the kills though. It was actually the Oracle and the Timbersaw who got some of that.
That is a debate now that you mention it though. Like whenever you go for these first blood plays and you skill something that's not good for the laning phase, it's one of those things where like after the game, it's one of those things you can look back and be like, okay, well, we're never doing that again. But I don't think it matters as much for a mid laner, probably, just because you get so many levels. It's usually side laners that get owned by that.
I remember, especially if Ocean went for like a telekinesis or something on his Rubik, then that would have been a disaster. But top lane right now, we see a link onto Ocean. They are doing some damage. Fortune's End was still on cooldown, so not going to pursue any further. What's your take on this lane right now? Rubik Mag versus Oracle Razor? Do you think Brax is going to have a tough time laning up against this Razor?
I don't think so. You probably can push out the lane pretty easily between Shockwave and Empower. You can skewer away if Razor links, and Rubik can go stack. I think this is more of like a chill lane, you know, where 4 Zoomers are going to play to just farm.
And are you like a Magnus expert as well, Jenkins? I know you play a lot of off lane.
I'm okay at Mag. I'm okay at Mag, but very bad player here, so I just lose every lane. And I would play this lane to farm. I do think that with the Zoomers draft, like that's what they want to do in general. There's no timer on them to win this game, so you don't need to really apply pressure. You're applying pressure to a Razor, like who gives a shit? You know, it's not like Razor's gonna pop off and like get super farmed. Razor's under pressure to like, you know, do things to you to like win the game.
Right, I think you made a great point with how they just need to shove this lane out and there will be no pressure put onto them because Eternal MB has to constantly deal with the creeps coming in and last at those. He can't really focus on pressuring the Magnus. I would like to see at some point Rubik just going into the triangle area and making some stacks.
I agree.
They have incredibly good stack farmers. Leshrac, Luna, even the Magnus too on his own with his Empower.
Yeah, I totally agree. Usually, at least what we saw throughout the Animajor was position 4s constantly sending out sentries and blocking the easy camp, pulling the lane back to like a really good position, sometimes even like sniping a courier so the enemy sentry can't come out on the courier. They'll snipe like the phosphide courier, and then once the lane is in a good position, they'll sit for like minutes in the triangle just stacking and stacking and stacking.
Yeah, then you can give all the XP to your offlaner too. Bottom side here, Zfreek is actually taking a lot of damage from Husky and Sammy, or trying to kick him out. But yeah, let's take a look at this bottom lane. 18-2 for Sammy to 11-2 for the Timber side. I feel like this lane is going as well as I would have thought for the Luna. All things considered, I mean, the Timber did start with the first blood gold.
Yeah, that definitely helps, but Luna just does so much damage now. Between the fact that Quelling Blade is so efficient on ranged heroes, where it wasn't in the past, it used to be like 3.5x better on melee heroes. Now it's only 2x as good. So it's like the most efficient creep damage item in the game. And you have this Lunar Blessing, 15 extra damage. It is so hard to outlast it to Luna. Even if you're a hero like Timber, who like, you know, gets first blood and should be able to pressure decently hard because she just has this like slow chip harass. Luna just doesn't care. She just hits creeps. She's fast, so you can't get your Timber chains off on her.
Exactly. Just be able to move between the creeps, and you know, Timber just trying to focus on getting the last hits, but the Timber chain's not easy to land at all on this hero. I love the Lunar Blessing build. You know, even Husky on this Wyvern, who has like 50 base damage, is now hitting for 65.
Yeah.
It's getting a little bit painful here, but we do see Zfreek going into the triangle area, starting to make some stacks. One set of Ancients, big camp, he'll probably double stack that, and that's gonna most likely be for Ryoya, right? He's gonna go in there with the Tidebringer, try to make himself
on both
a little
sides.
bit more farmed. Yeah, on both sides to Ocean, stacking the other side. I love it. I love making stacks. It's just so fun as a solo player. You know, just get free gold later. You feel like, you know, you have a purpose in life. So nice.
It's so much gold now, and the best part is when you forget that you stacked, and then you're hearing the cha-ching noises, and it's like, oh yeah, free gold. Okay, that's pretty nice.
When that first came on, I was tripping. I was like, where am I getting all this gold from? Am I cheating? What's going on here? Dude,
did you see the strat where you could Rubik lift a creep onto a high ground, and then anytime that camp got stacked, Rubik would get the gold for it? Because technically he was the first person who moved the creep out. Yeah, but they fixed it. It works once now. You can do it once, so like you could screw one stack. It's really not worth it.
That is so cool.
I figured out a way. You can do that with Nature's Prophet too, by sprouting the creeps onto high grounds. I was sprouting creeps onto high grounds with TAs, and they would stack Ancients. I would get so much gold.
Radiant's middle
that
tower is under
really
attack.
dope. We see Ocean again, and the next minute he stacks, not even going into the lanes anymore. It's like, well, there's not much to do in this top lane against this Razor now, who has boots and wind lanes. Magnus can't really pressure him, so he's gonna focus on stacks, cover Gunner mid, you know, give him the security, you know, like feel safe, be able to farm this stuff. They're actually gonna smoke now towards top lane. They want to get a kill with this mag, it looks like, but it's not RP yet.
Oh, and
Ryoya gonna be an easy kill.
Ryoya is also making a rotation bot with the haste. We have like a double rotation.
Simon Boy, that's a pretty big kill with that bolt. You can see that X mark first, and there's the bushwhack. Bolt heal comes up, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. Yep,
and top lane,
and
Envy.
nice kill with the Timber.
Also going down.
Being chased down by Gunner. Oh, not fast enough. You're talking about that Storm Surge, the free bonus speed he gets, but gets outran by the Lesh.
And Lesh is another very high base move speed here, and I like the Gunner did the old Pulse Nova toggle where he let the damage instance go off, and then he toggled it back on for the instant extra burst damage. Yeah, no, pretty nice just to finish off Envy there, because Envy did have a little bit of move speed on him, so there is a possibility he could have walked out of the Pulse Nova range. I mean, he was probably dead either way, but it is cool to see little plays like that where maybe it had an impact.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Exactly. Yeah. They get the trades, you know, and the carries here, but I think that's more as favorable for Zoomers because Razor is a hero that doesn't farm as fast, and you don't want that hero to be dying in the early game. Sammy Boy, as soon as he revived, he just TP'd mid. He took over the mid lane where there was nobody on Zoomers because Gunner was making that rotation top with Ocean. Now you can just go into a jungle. Plus, Sammy Boy has access to the Ancients. As soon as he gets that,
Radiant's
oh, he actually got a
bottom
possess
tower is
mask. Do you think he's gonna skip on this mask now?
He definitely could. He definitely could, but it's all, you know, the combined lifesteal is not so bad. I do feel like with either the Possess Mask or the Mask of Madness, you kind of get a little bit low farming the Ancients anyway, so having both keeps you at that, like, 100% HP threshold where if a smoke gank comes in, maybe you could survive. It just keeps you a little bit safer. But, man, I see this a lot, and perhaps it's because I'm very dumb and I just don't know what I'm talking about, but every time I see a draft like this with Razor carry, you know, Kunkka, like, Timbersaw, these are all really strong heroes in lane, and you know, I'm sure they can scale like decently well, but where's the tower damage? Because you are going to get out farmed by Luna. So my question is, like, I think we're going to need to see some smoke rotation from Bumblebees. Like, they're going to need to be really active getting kills because they don't just run at towers. They don't have a Lesh.
He's getting doped by the Timbersaw right now, though. There's a lot of damage, but it does not matter. He's just gonna get out. They're gonna pop Glyph too. You're right. There's not a whole lot of tower damage on Bumblebees, and they're gonna need to get kills to make up for that. So, like, you want to wipe Zoomers, then you kind of just get everybody to hit the objectives. The Zoomers, they got this Leshrac. What? Oh, Gunner? I think he's just trying to bring it low, go back and heal.
That's what he gets.
Dragons.
Stealing from Sammy Boy. How dare you?
I was not expecting that, but yeah, we saw a little bit earlier the trade on the towers, like bottom and top, and Leshrac just like, and that's something that Bumblebees are gonna need to be aware of, like this Lesh just kind of sneaking these objectives on the opposite side of where you are and buying more space for Sam.
Yeah, that pressure is definitely something that's extremely convenient to have in a draft. Maybe not necessary, because what you said is definitely possible. You know, getting kills and all just hitting the objectives, but it's much harder to execute that than it is to just like run a Lesh at a tower and press Edict from far. That's so easy.
Zoomers are going to need to entertain Bumblebee's pressure as well, but in this kind of game and the lineup that they have, they don't really need to do that. They can just completely dodge them. They know they push towers faster, plus they got the superior late game. So Bumblebees, they're going to need to get real creative in this game, Jenkins. Figure out some smoke pass that's going to lead them into killing this Luna and then into a tier 1 objective. Razor's not showing up on the mid lane. There's a smoke coming from the Zoomers. The only real initiate, I guess they have their Yule's initiation, which is kind of nice through smoke. Very fast Leshrac. Oh, Raya got hit. He hit the Tidebringer. I think he noticed.
I think he did, yeah, from the fog.
Yeah, exactly. Oceano gonna get the lift. There's the Yule. He already in Arctic form. They're gonna get a lot of damage on Terraria before the bolt comes out. Looks like it's pretty dead. Yep, and Sammy Boy in the mid lane getting gone on by Moo. Sammy. Timbersaw here. Brack's gonna squirm away. It might cost him his life. Brack still trying to get out. Not gonna be enough. Nothing good gonna delete him. Hoodwink not getting Witch's Curse. A lot of damage here, but I don't think they're gonna be able to bring him down. And King RD just going in there, making some space. Gunner now out of mana. X-Mark onto Eternal Envy from Ocean. Oh, that's snipe from G2 downtown. Gonna actually get the Leshrac. Ocean with the headbutt. 80 Envy. Zfreek, he still wants to stick around as Timbersaw. See that big boss he is. Gonna delete Family Boy, win the backline. Plus he's gonna be the next target now. Zfreek, is that enough? No, he's got that raindrop. Gonna keep him alive too. And I think Bumblebees should be pretty happy with this engagement.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, so I wanted to commend Zoomers on the way that they took that smoke at first, like Ocean wrapping around and Gunner going the other way, so that way they could get Ryoya on the retreat. That was really cool. That was really creative. Then on the mid lane, Sammy Boy just kind of stepping too far up in this death zone. Did they kill him?
He's got that hood in 3 seconds. Gonna be able to Timber Chain out of there, but oh, Gunner, he expects no. Nice save there from the Zfreek, but here comes the sharpshooter. He's gonna land it. Yep, he actually landed, but there's no follow-up. He's gonna back up. Oh, Ocean with his own sharpshooter. He tried to snipe out King Al, but he's out of there. Not gonna happen.
I like that Ocean could have ran in front of that to make sure Gunner doesn't get hit, but instead he goes for his own snipe. Like, that was his priority. He's like, I'm gonna get this Timbersaw. That's such a 4-player thing.
Yeah.
If that's a 5 Rubik, in some mixed up world, he interrupts the sharpshooter. Like, he stands in front of it, right? Because he's a sacrificial player. But since he's a 4, he's like, I'm gonna go get a kill. You're on
Radiant's
your own,
middle
Gunner.
tower is under attack.
So you're saying the difference between a 4 and a 5 is like a mentality thing?
Absolutely, at 100%.
Very funny. What about me? I play both roles.
Well, there's like people that have certain brain genetics. Oh, okay.
Okay, hold on. Timeboy getting jumped by Dexmark. Okay, and that's not gonna be a super dead Luna here. It looks like no one on the Zfreek side were actually playing ahead of Sammy there.
Yeah.
Now they're gonna get the mid tier 1 tower. Oh man, this is looking real rough for the Zoomers. All of a sudden, Bumblebees, they've built small lead here.
Yeah, so Timbersaw is a real problem, and we're talking about like creative ways to snowball and win this game without exactly having pushing heroes. And they gave Timbersaw the stacks. So he took all these ancient stacks, and because of that, he has this huge net worth, and he's able to chat up mid, and now they're just pushing based on him being completely unkillable.
Invisibility.
But they actually don't commit to the tier 1 tower mid though. So Zoomers were at least able to like hold that down. And that means Luna's farming path is still quite safe. He and Ocean can in front of tier 1 and just keep blasting every creep wave. Is that like a missed opportunity from Bumblebees? Like not just collapsing onto that tier 1 mid, removing that, you know, tower so they can run into the jungles?
I can understand why they didn't go for that. With no pushing heroes, it's like if Zoomers just like slowly chips away and pokes at you with like Rubik while your Zoomers are farming everywhere else, you might get the tower for Bumblebees, but then you're gonna lose like a 2k net worth lead from just Zoomers, because you need everybody on Bumblebees to hit the tower, right? So I totally understand. If you're Bumblebees, you probably want to wipe them again before taking the tower, and that is just the unfortunate problem of having no pushing heroes, but they don't care. They've got a lead. They're choking out the map. They're constricting. Sammy Boy's stuck in his triangle, and we've seen, like, I think the biggest criticism of Zoomers as a team is honestly the fact that Sammy Boy will often walk out of position, especially when his map is limited. And so that's just what Bumblebees are looking to achieve here, and he's done it twice. He's just walked out of position and died.
Radiant's middle
So it's
tower
working.
is under attack.
With that, right now they got a catapult mid on Bumblebee, so they're gonna use this timing to apply some pressure. This is a little bit more of an efficient push. Oh, X mark onto the Leshrac. He does have a ult, not gonna use it. He's gonna get torrented. It's a little bit more health. Husky, he's thinking about healing him, but healing him right in front of the enemy team would be a bad idea. There's a lot of magic damage available for Bumblebee. The tower is falling right now. I don't think Zoomers are gonna be able to hard engage onto this. This Chipper is such a problem.
Radiant's middle tower
Hood,
has been
Husky
denied.
got that status.
Husky got the deny. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but it's
Yeah.
pretty funny.
Hey, it's gold, right? You get some gold for the 9 towers.
That's true. It's like 200 gold or something like that. I think it might be less, but it's gold.
Gold. Yeah. Okay, X mark. Yeah. Here comes the torrent. Royoya gonna try to solo kill him. What happened? They actually don't go for it. Yeah. Sharpshooter already on cooldown. And, they're like, okay, maybe I go in for the play on
is under attack.
Hoodwink and get cursed and weird stuff starts happening.
Yeah,
it's just
dude.
not worth it.
Yeah, 100%. Bumblebees is playing this really well. I'm really impressed by them, honestly. Like we were talking about on the panel. So disciplined for a team that's brand new, essentially. I mean, I know they've
stacked.
Oh yeah, they're giving it to King RD again, dude. Ryoya, step aside, bro. Screw Tidebringer. We're killing this with
Dire's
Timbersaw.
top tower.
You know,
is under
you made a
attack.
point earlier how Bumblebees are restricting the map and they're being very efficient. Not only are they restricting the map, but they're constantly stacking these ancients. They don't stop, and that's how they're able to just continuously get ahead, even though they don't have like easy amount of kills in this game. It's what, the second or third set of stacks of Bumblebees have been able to farm now.
Yep. That's something that I think over the last like 1 to 2 years, at least this is when I've been noticing it. You'll see like Ice sending treants to block ancients or something like that, and then he'll farm the ancients on his side, or like his carry will farm the ancients on his side. Like denying the enemy ancients and then farming your own is legitimately a very easy way of getting a gold lead without having to do anything too crazy.
He got RP'd. Sammy Boy, he's here too. He's got the Eclipse. He's not going to drop it. Doesn't even need it. They got so much burst damage with that Fade Bolt and the Chakram, so they do get the position 1 kill. Anyway, just an envy kill. Jenkins, back to your point.
Yeah, that's the Sammy Boy of Bumblebees. In fact, we've kind of got 2 carries that are on the crazier side on both teams that if they're out of position, you have to question with both of these players, like, are they really out of position or are they baiting? Which, you know,
they make or break the game, right?
Yes, exactly. It's a double-edged sword for these guys. And in all the cases so far, it's just kind of an Envy and Sammy Boy feeding while everybody else is chilling.
King out, gonna get initiated on a little bit, but he does have move covering him right now. So he's gonna get healed back up. He went for a Blade Mail build. So 2 points here. 1, what do you think of this Blade Mail on Timber? I feel like it's a cheap item and maybe he should have went for something bigger. And 2, I realized that Zoomers don't have a jump for this Oracle.
Double damage.
Yeah, that's true.
Look at him. He's just getting healed on the Timber. And Oracle, oh, okay, never mind. He got a little out of position. I might have just got but is there the damage? Oh, nice first. One with the creep wave, and that's gonna burst through now. King out, not as tanky as he would like to be anymore. They don't have the RP, but the Steward, yep, the magic damage, gonna be able to blow him up. And now you got 5 heroes of Zoomers around the mid lane. X-Mark onto Sammy. Ryoya is getting cancelled, so the combo does not come off. He does have a BKB available if he wants to pick that and run away. He keeps getting with the BKB. He might need to pick that BKB now. Yeah, he does. Stun will not land. They're gonna back off here. This tier 1 tower is looking pretty dead for the bees. As Timber and Oracle are still dead.
Has fallen.
As soon as you started mentioning the Oracle, I was thinking, oh no, he's gonna die. Like, oh no, of course that happens. No, you're right. We as much as we praised Moo for his amazing Oracle play so far in this tournament, he does have to kind of step out of position to die here, and he did because he was trying to play up and save his homie. But now Moo's going to have the Blink Dagger very soon, so it's going to be a lot harder to catch him out.
Oh, they wanted to smoke there. Oh, that's gotta hurt. I've been in that position before. They want to smoke, but the Timber's TP got canceled. So now their play is like a flop, and they're not really sure where to go from.
Wait, did he just accidentally cancel it?
Yeah, he accidentally canceled the TP, but it could have been a disaster. Oh, it's gonna. Okay, they still smoke under the ward. That's what I was gonna mention. They still smoke under the ward. What are the Zoomers gonna do here?
Yeah, they know it's coming to the triangle. Sammy Boy draws the line. They just push everywhere else. Although somebody pinged Gunner. Maybe it was Gunner pinging Gunner. Guys, I'm just chilling in the trees up here. Yeah, this is not going to result in anything. Yeah, he's a lumberjack.
They saw him. And I think Bumblebees at this point must realize, okay, guys, I think they saw us somewhere. This ain't happening. But look at that sneaky ward right in front of the tier 2 tower.
I was gonna say I like that
ward. Yeah, I love it. Like this early into the game, there's like certain wards at certain stages of the game that are just impossible to be worked because you just don't expect.
Radiant's middle tower.
Top lane though, Drax. There's no disable. He's gonna get out too. Alright, they force a rotation top from the Oracle, and that's information for Zoomers. Luna not going to be able to push bottom out. Gunner is in position to be able to edict this tier 1 bottom if he wants to as well.
Yeah, Zoomers is maintaining this kind of like just split map position where like oftentimes you'll see, you know, 4 and then 1 somewhere else. You'll see maybe like 3 and 2. You'll see like 2 clumps, but Zoomers is like completely split. They have 4 different groupings of heroes because they don't want to hold any position. They don't want to fight anywhere yet. They don't see the need to fight, and then they don't. Bumblebees is not exiting that triangle to come back, but the payoff for this, for Bumblebees, is you get a free Roshan. If the enemy team's running away from you, take Rosh.
Exactly. And you can look at the Zoomers right now, the way they're playing bottom, they're like in the trees. They don't know that they feel like they're being hunted right now because their wards are not seeing anything, any of the heroes. And Bumblebees, like you said, just get a free Rosh just like that. They give the Aegis to the Kunkka, not Eternal Envy. Is that the right play here?
Oh no. Okay, well let's rationalize this here. Why did they do that? Okay, well Envy, of course, Eye of the Storm. You know, that's gonna go away. That's a very impactful. He's going for a refresher. Envy's going for BKB refresher on Razor.
That's his build. He does this every game.
So I've heard. I've heard this is the build. You know what? Refresher's an OP item. That is an underrated item. 5,000 gold. That is hella cheap. He looks like he's probably going to get RP'd up here. Although Moo's behind it with a blink dagger, so it is a bait.
Moo's got the read. Really good. His end. Yeah, it's pretty cheap, and I really like it with the new BKB where it's 6 seconds instead of 5.
Yeah, 12 seconds.
12 seconds. Yeah, so much better for the pressure. Yep, pick up bottom. Zfreek tried to get out of there with the sharpshooter.
Radiant's
That
top
won't
tower
land, but
is under
it's gonna
attack.
get picked off there. That's gonna give a lot of freedom for Sammy Boy now.
Kind of a not super relevant note, because I don't think they needed it there with Sammy Boy, but Lucent Beam being a pretty legitimate stun with that talent. I remember people originally thought like, oh, the cast range being nerfed, Luna's going to completely fall off. That was such an important factor of this, like, you know, magic slash physical damage Luna. But no, she's perfectly fine as a carry running in there because she's tanky. And then giving her an actual stun to get a few extra hits on somebody is, it's annoying running away from this hero. It's such a low cooldown too.
I love it. I think it's so much better. It gives her more flexibility, like to be able to join fights and have some kind of impact. I felt like Luna before just, you know, shows up, sometimes dies to like Phantom Lancers and stuff, but now she can do a lot. And with that shard too. That shard is so good.
It's a nuts shard, yeah. I mean, it does so much damage, and the fact that why can it crit? Why?
I don't know. That's what I was asking the other day. I don't know why it can crit. That's what it is. Daedalus Luna build. It's just so good.
Yeah.
2.5 second cooldown. Yep.
Almost 50% uptime on a stun on a carry. I mean, that's wild. Dota is crazy these days, man.
But Husky, you know, he's behind him with that Holy Locket and the heal. So there was something. Okay, so we see Bumblebees. You know, they're just trying to control the map right now. They're trying to. They were gonna make a smoke, run across the map, maybe get a pick off. But I feel like Brax should be able to block this smoke. Or yeah, Sammy already keep it now.
Scanning.
He knows,
it might
man.
just be like a he knows. Brax, he just broke the smoke on Ryoya. He knows what's up. Blinks out. And mid lane we see Gunner. Goes on to King I think he's just touching him to see the reaction from Bumblebees. And now they're kind of stuck a little bit. So what I wanted to ask you was this Luna build with Mask Command, right? Everybody likes the Dragonlance. They also like the Yasha. I feel as if the Mask Command is just not the right build. Because you buy these 3 small items and then your item build kind of gets like restricted, and then you're forced into the Mask Command, into the Satanic and the Butterfly. Like you don't have much flexibility. Feels like.
I agree. I personally think the No, there's no interrupt. Yeah, I personally agree that the okay, once again, King RD, very hard kill.
It was I think Brax wanted to go for the square play, but the Lucent Beam kind of stopped King Ao from moving too close to Brax.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. He is an Aegis and a BKB.
They're just trying to get away. Oh, Brax, he goes for the play again. Yeah, not gonna happen. Gunner, he doesn't have Fuels up though. He clicks his BKB after he gets X marked back. Eternal MB is also in this engagement. He's got 508 movement speed. They want to go up to Simon Boy. Simon Boy with that fresh BKB gonna click that, walk away. Okay, they get the nice turn. Envy. Wait, they don't get Envy though with Yard, but it doesn't matter. He dies anyway. And now the Oracle will come to Kuka. Also gonna take the fall. Kuka engages. Come back alive, but the Tinkerstar is gonna die while he's still dead on the Kuka.
Radiant's top
Gonna have to pop
tower
a
is under
TKB,
attack.
TKB out. Hoodwink also retreating. Big fight so far for the Zoomers. All they've really lost is Leshrac. Wow. Okay, that curse just completely turned the fight around. I don't think Envy had any business running up that hill without any vision. Plus, Moo. Oh, there, right beside.
True, yeah. I was gonna say MVP Husky for sure. The fact that he's there to punish running up that hill, it's like he's the reason that running up that hill is a bad idea, right?
Oh, the force snap. It got broken by the bushwhack. He realizes there's no disables left. Oh, the X mark was like 1 second off from being cast. Yeah, Sam, you're talking Husky and his positioning there.
Yeah, he's been constantly like lingering in the. I think Zoomers has done a really great job of having either like Brax or Husky in a position behind one of these 2 cores of Sammy Boy and Gunner to save whenever they're in like some sort of dangerous position. Like even just cursing the Razor so that the static link breaks would have been enough. But then the fact that he hits like a 3-man curse into almost a 3-man RP into a 2-man Lesh stun, I mean, that's just the cherry on the top right there.
It was just so beautiful, and they were like walking up this high ground where it's like such a small area. Like it's easy to land all your spells in there too. Well, it felt like
top tower is under attack.
Perfect bait from Sammy.
Yeah, definitely, and a bit of disrespect, I think, as well from Envy. Like he knows how bad of an idea it is to walk up there into these fight heroes, right? But there's some reason that he's doing it. He thinks they're not in position. Maybe he thinks that like even if he gets cursed and spells are cast on him, he's gonna be fine. And maybe
the Oracle, right?
Yeah, exactly. But then maybe it begs the question: should Envy have had the Aegis? You know, Mu probably shouldn't have got caught in the spells either. I think that's probably a reason that he walked up there.
I do believe if Mu was not caught amongst those spells and got RP too, then maybe he could have got the false promise off. Envy could have still done a lot of damage, and Bumblebees could have got a few good trades. Unfortunately, that's not what occurred. And the more I think about it, if you see the way that Envy has been playing, like he's not in any, he's just jungling non-stop and farming whatever lanes that are coming in. And Ryoya is the one who's constantly put body in danger in front of the Zoomers and X-marking and being annoying, you know, always making sure the Zoomers are holding their hands together. So that's why maybe this first stages at least, they went towards the Zoomers. Do you think they got enough out of the map though from Bumblebee?
I usually like
even though they did lose that last fight with this last stages?
Probably not. The gold lead has been it's been going down, and I think it's mostly a result of course, Zoomers is playing the map pretty well, but I think the reason they can play the map really well is because they have farming heroes, and Bumblebees don't. So you want to get more out of an Aegis for sure, but sometimes you just can't because once again, you know, pushing heroes, it's also hard to push in. For the same reason, it's hard to run up the high ground in the jungle. It's hard to run up the high ground and take bait.
Are gonna get X-Mark. He's linked up now. They need to get him out of there. He's doing too much damage. RP also coming on the 2 heroes. Husky still has that Winter's Curse available to disengage even further if needed. He's not actually dropping it quite yet. Zfreek stalking the Luna. Now turning on to Husky. Husky's gonna be the main focus. He's gonna drop the curse onto the Razor. But the sharpshooter is actually gonna land on Gunner now. Gunner might have to and get out of it. He's actually looking like he wants to turn around. Big stun onto the Kunkka there. Oracle coming in with the save. Now they're going to turn around and try to fight this Ryoya. So he is still taking a lot of time, but the time that BKB is going to get blown up in the back now. And Husky fly back into this fight. I don't think he's going to be able to do too much. That Arctic Bird's still on cooldown. He just wants to heal some heroes. But they're just going to have to retreat on the Zoomers. Oh man, they're going to lose the Luna. Kunkka, you know, Ryoya, he did the correct play, right? Which was just keep going forward with that false promise. He knew he was going to die anyway. Try to get at least that trade onto the position 1. And Whoopies, they're going to get it.
Yeah, definitely worth it for them. They get the carry for the mid lane trade, and Sammy Boy has so much more net worth than anybody in this game. So, you know, no matter what, that's going to be a good trade for you. And now that we're getting into the late game, Timbersaw's got this Ag Shard. Razor eventually is going to have an Aghanim Scepter with a refresher. Like, the push problem is not really there anymore. And also, when you go to the late game, everybody just does a ton of damage in terms of right clicks. So everybody is kind of a pusher in the late game, especially if you have an AC.
Oh, look at this trap top for Ocean being set up right now. He just pushes him so fast with that trap comes. But they don't even get a chance to go on him. Yeah, I completely agree with you. Like Bumblebees, you know, as long as they drag the game out, eventually they will find the damage to be able to break these buildings. As long as they win the team fights. And the last engagement just felt so awkward from 4 Zoomers. Like, they're on the retreat. They need to get this Luna because she doesn't have damage. Pop the BKB already. Minus defensive RP. Defensive curse as well. I feel like Gunner should just pick this BKB. But turning around and taking that engagement with the Luna BKB still on cooldown just felt so forced.
Yeah, it was a little awkward. I think maybe a part of it was that Gunner had a BKB to run in to get the gem, and so his BKB was at like a really low duration, so possibly he thought that like because of where his team was, if he TPs out, they all die, or if he tries to TP out, or if he tries to walk out, like he's gonna die. It was it was just, like you said, it was kind of an awkward engagement. And the reason it was awkward was because of these ultimates that were used. Just purely defensively.
Yep, this number 2 Roshan right now. He's got that shard, the big shard everybody's looking forward to picking up. And Zoomers are going to try and take this fight here. King Out going to get out of the pit. That's a really low Roshan. Oh my god, that one's going to come there. He got everything. The shard and the chain, he got everything. And Gunner in the back going after Lua. It's not going to be there. The first coming out onto Razor, that's going to keep this place for a little while. Ocean going to get picked up by King Out. All the heals are also coming through. Ocean, he's still alive. He's going to drop his own charge onto the timber saw, bringing him low. Lou is actually going to survive in the back because he's managed to use the pulse promise on himself. That got that track killed off. Now Luna all on her own. Her BKB is on cooldown, still forcing out, but that does not look like it's going to be enough to save her. And Magnus with the RP, is he going to go into this? No, not yet. Sammy still got good damage, and there's a big RP. Sammy going to use his eclipse, turn this around. The bounces are coming through, but it's not going to be enough. Sideboy is going to pop a ball here.
Radiant's middle tower
last one left alive. He was not able to do much in that team fight. They managed to get all the pieces from Roshan, but they still lost the fight. I don't know. Okay.
Here's Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
I don't know how to break that down. That was insane. King RD is a god. He's an actual god.
Hold on. It ain't over yet, right? Oh yeah, gotta get through into the tier 4. He's gonna die! The damage to the 2 tier 4 towers is gonna be enough to bring them down. They do get 1 melee rack. Okay, Zfreek, can they land this? No, they do not get the read. Zfreek, no ward there either. Gonna be able to TP out. And Zoomers, I don't know either, Jenkins. That was interesting. Do you think that Gunner made the correct call on chasing the Oracle throughout that whole fight? Felt like they needed him to do magic damage onto the timber and maybe just let Rax like deal with the Oracle or something.
Yeah, he needed to be with his backlines. Like King RD is just such a problem in these fights. He was 1v4ing into actually killing Ocean. I don't even like. It baffles my brain that I can watch Sammy Boy walk in, steal literally everything from the Roshan, and then still they're on the retreat, and this Timber is solo zoning 4 people, and then Gunner's trying to do the same thing on the other side, but it's not, you can't 1v4 as Gunner, because did you know Razor has like the 2nd highest win rate versus Leshrac and pubs? It's, I don't want to call it like a hard counter, but it's one of those things where like Leshrac wants to run in and man up, and Razor is one of the worst heroes to do that against. He just drains you. You BKB. You can't simultaneously Ghost Scepter and BKB. You can't use a Nihilism and BKB at the same time either. So there's no answer to the Razor link if you're Lesh. Like, you do so much damage, and so Gunner needs to be with his backline, not only to protect them, but so he doesn't die to Eternal Envy.
And there's so much like single target damage coming out from the Razor, especially when you catch the Leshrac on his own there. It's kind of cool. But yeah, I don't even know how to take that fight still. Like, they just got out of the pit with like 1,000 HP Roshan, Jake.
Yeah,
they handed everything over to Sammy Boy.
Literally everything.
Still won the fight.
Yeah, it's, you know, more often than not though, that does seem to be happening these days, where like Roshan is a bait. One team loses all the stuff, and then they still somehow win.
You got all these heroes inside of that pit, or at least like an important hero inside the pit, so you know the positioning of that hero. All you have to do is deal with the ones that want to help that hero who went in. Because now you're exposing the positioning of your opponent's supports, right? That kind of gives you enough information to take the engagement.
Oh, Zoomers, they're just comfortable walking straight up the high ground here. Very ballsy from them. I think it was because King RD was taking the outpost, so they're not afraid if he's not there.
Kuka, X-Mark, okay, this Luton Beam, Gunner, he's getting gone on, like he said. The counter, but then the Winter Curse comes off and saves the Leshrac. Point out, the first BKB of the Eternal Envy gone. He's got a second one ready. Rubik's gonna get deleted. Sammy Boy, he's the next target. There's no more links available though for Eternal Envy. Sammy Boy, they gotta get him out there. He's got the BKB, he's gonna pop it. He's gonna get hit by the sharpshooter. It's a very important play there from Sammy Boy. He cannot afford to die. He does not have a buyback available. And I think Bumblebees are gonna be very happy with this. Killing off that Rubik.
I gotta ask you, dude. As the resident Eternal Envy expert, does he normally go blink with this Razor build? Because this is insane.
He's probably I don't remember if he went for Arcane Blink or Switch Blink with this. Okay, hold on, Gunner. He's getting picked up again. He doesn't have a big defeat this time. What was he doing? In the trees there, he's gonna heal himself with that bluff stone. He's healing quite a bit. Braxton's going with the RP. Oh, Zfreek on the Hoodwink actually gonna take a fall, but Gunner, he's the one who was completely isolated there. No Winter's Curse to save him. Brax, you know, having to use that RP won't be enough, or save the Leshrac, I mean.
This is such a cool build, man. Envy's a cool player. I've made so many YouTube videos about this guy because it's like he can't innovative. He's innovative. He can't do things normal. He just can't.
He's gonna get the sword in from Moo. He's ready to help him out. I mean, he's not even close, right? Like these plays Zoomers are doing is trying to get Moo to expose himself, but King RD is not, or King out is not getting low enough for Moo to actually come. He's not a BKB. Oh, they get the curse on the Moo. Wait, this is a little bit awkward. Hang on. Zoomers, they're just gonna have to back off. It's not like they had the damage for the Kunkka. They were going for the curse onto Moo, but there was nobody beside Moo to kill him, and they also didn't have enough damage.
Double damage.
Right, oh yeah.
Yeah, they even got Moo with the creeps too, so you had a full duration curse, and without Gunner, there's not enough damage. Sammy Boy not willing to commit the full eclipse there for Kunkka because if the curse breaks, it's just kind of awkward. Like you've used your only big source of damage to try to kill a Kunkka who just gets Oracle ultied. So Sammy Boy didn't want to take the risk there, which I don't blame him.
Bounty, which my matriarch will
Do you feel like consumers are falling under pressure a little bit here, Jenkins?
I think Zoomers has been feeling a lot of pressure throughout this entire qualifier, and especially when the game goes late like this and things become chaotic.
Clear.
Envy said in the interview yesterday, which I found quite interesting, the fact that once the game goes late like this, you start feeling uncomfortable because there are things happening that you just don't understand that are out of your control, and it's just because late game Dota, nobody really knows what to do at that point, and I mean, unless you're Envy. And so I think the later and later the game goes, the less this favors Zoomers because of the nerves we've already talked about, and because of Envy being an expert in the late game.
He is. Listen, Envy loves chaos. Like, when I play with him, he would always talk about that. Like, I just want everything to be chaotic. He'll just be like that. What? What does that mean?
I love that you like put the bubble in your throat to do the voice. Like your impression of him sounded quite good. That's how everybody does it.
You know, that's what he does, and he loves this kind of games. And nowadays it's even worse because he got like tier 4 items, tier 5 items, especially the tier 5 items. Like,
yeah,
what's going on? 3 Ags on Euro.
He doesn't admit it, and I don't understand. He never said in interviews. He's never like, yeah, I love the late game. He's like, no, it just goes there eventually. It's like, dude, you love it. Just say it. Don't lie. Nobody cares, okay?
I mean, I don't think anybody wants to feel like...
That's true, that's fair.
So you're always gonna kind of deny it for the most part, you know? You'll be like, no, that's not me. I don't do that.
That's exactly
but in reality, you know what's true.
Yeah, I mean, the man has a Christmas tree up in his apartment in whatever month it is right now. It's definitely not Christmas, I can tell you that much.
Oh, man. And now let me see a smoke. Is this gonna land? Nah, it's not. Right? Ocean? Oh, get back in your base.
Nice ward. Oh, I love this lane ward from Zfreek.
Oh, yeah.
This really always catches people because you know that if you go position top, somebody's going to walk out of base into this bot side lane.
Oh, lucky. That's a big kill. He's got the gem and he's the Winter's Curse. They're actually going to jump this. Oh, Husky, wait, hold on. He's not getting his curse quite yet. He's holding it. Still staying alive, though. I don't know how. Okay, now he's going to get picked up. Okay, Magnus goes in with the RP onto the 2 cores, but they actually run in on the side of 4 Zoomer, and Husky now buying back. He's in a lot of trouble. His second RP comes out, gets onto the Razor by himself. Better pump the CDB, but they're pumping into damage coming out from the 4 Zoomer side. They just are spending most of the time running. Luna has 133 lost damage. do something, casting Lucent Beam with that shard effect, but Hanky on the Bumblebee side. And look at him. He's just bossing it up. Oh shit. He's gonna get healed up by Husky. But he is getting duck right now, so the sharpshooter gonna come out in a second. Heals himself on the Rubik. Sammy Boy. Oh, what? No, Sammy Boy hits the Minotaur horn, so it actually lands onto the Rubik. Ocean is not dead without buyback. 5 versus 2. What are they going to do here on Bumblebees? Like, they can go for any buildings they want. They're actually going to go for the tier 2 bottom. They're not going for the tier 4. They're a little bit afraid of the possible buybacks from the other heroes.
Under attack.
Yeah, Mag Skewer into Fountain is always a real threat. I've seen so many games thrown because of that, so Bumblebee's not risking it.
Not that we're in the late game. You know, it's the internal MD zone right here. And Force Staff onto Sandboy, get him off the link. Okay, Envy, remember there's a Magnus, the possible buyback. Okay, you don't want to get too close there. He does have a Lincoln.
Radiant's bottom barracks
toss
are under attack.
could get cancelled out.
But this Horn Toss, the Horn Toss is AoE, right?
Oh,
I don't. No, it's. I think it's AoE. It's just like it's a weird
right,
AoE.
You're right. You are right.
It's like in front of him. It's like a weird little cone thing. But he has Lincoln's Eon Disc, BKB, Lotus Orb from King Ao, and a refresher to refresh all of those things. So instead of having 3 defensive items or 4, he has 7. So it's like I don't even know if you kill him. And then if he refreshes his Eon Disc, that's 5 seconds of immunity. He could blink out. He can technically blink out. He can also blink out with the Oracle ulti.
And you know what's cool about it too is the Eye of the Storm effect. Like, even though the Aeonis will not let you do damage, like, you can stack up, right? Minus
True, yeah.
armor effect. And then it starts doing burst. Oh wait, Sammy Boy actually running in here. He's bought a Rapier on Sammy Boy.
Okay.
That's what they want to do. They feel like they don't have the damage on the heroes. They need the Rapier. We know that Master doesn't really have life here right now. He's actually reckoning right now. The Link comes out, RP onto the Razor, gonna cancel out that first Link. Envy does have a second one available. Timeboy not gonna pop the BKB. He's turning around. He's gonna use the Eclipse, and there goes the Aeon Disc. A lot of damage on Timeboy. He's in a lot of danger. He's gonna die. Envy.
Immediately picks it up. These guys are just, oh, that's a classic.
He doesn't have a flyback.
Under attack.
He has already been close. They're done.